Well, good morning. Good morning. How y'all be? If you're watching the replay, go ahead and say hashtag replay. Do you ever feel like, I don't know what your strengths are. I don't know what give you life, right? But I hope you know what sparks you alive and just makes you just light up and you're just living in your most joy-filled space. I was just coming to, the office today and I thought, oh my goodness, if I could pull somebody on and just coach them a minute. Now, let me just first of all say my man is actually the expert at that. I'm more of like a consulting, like I can come into a situation, I can point out what's doing well, I can pick apart, what needs to be fixed. That's just kind of where I thrive, right? And then I love the ahas, and so we work through the ahas, right? Whereas he likes to get down, to the nitty gritty. He likes to make sure you've got clarity at the end of your call. He likes to take your goals and make sure that you know exactly what your next step is, right? So he is like the coach. But for some reason, I was just coming, in this morning, and I saw each one of you, whoever hears my voice, and all I thought was, life is all about priorities. And you've probably heard that, so don't tune me out and turn me off, right? But I really want you to think about this big vase, okay? Now, you could fill this vase with water, and that would be the only thing that fills it, right? You could fill this vase with some marbles and then some water. And now you have, a couple things in your vase. But what would it look like if you knew absolutely how to prioritize your day to not only allow for life, giving environments, activities, whatever it may be, fill your time, fill your day. But also you knew what to say yes to and you knew what to say no to. Because if you have this vase and you know that these big rocks are the most important, you put them in first, right? And then you have these small little pebbles and you know that those are important, so you put them in next. And then you got some sand because you know that the sand is important, and so, you put that in next. And then it doesn't look like you have any room, but truly now you can pour in water and fill all the space up until the top. And so imagine the reverse, right? First, we just started with the water. Well, then that's the only thing that took up your time, sucked up your day. Then we kind of took in, okay, I'll start with a little marbles and add some water. So you got those two things. But friends, I want you to identify the big rocks. Makes it sound heavy, but maybe they're the most beautiful. Right? Maybe they have the treasures inside. Maybe they are the things that you have gathered and you have worked for, and they are precious. Identify what those big rocks are and make sure that they are the things that fill your time and fill your day. Because then you can add, the smaller rocks or the pebbles. Then you can add the colorful sand to add some flavor. Then you can add some water to fill in the gaps, right? So while I don't have somebody who says, hey, bring me on. I want to talk about, this, or I want to talk about that, or I want to show you this, or I want to show you that. I hope that this sheds just a little bit of light of how you could attack your day better. It's interesting because people will see different ways of how I live my life, and then they'll come up and say, I need this from you advice-wise, or I need this perspective from you this way, or can you teach me this, right? And I'm always open, always happy to share. But what's interesting is we've got to understand that we've got to choose our hard. Because we tend to want to hide from the hard, but really, everything's hard. Let me explain. You can either choose to live frivolously, and debt is hard, or you can choose to live within a budget, but being restrictive in your finances is hard. You can either choose to eat whatever you want, and obesity is hard, or you can choose to limit your food and make healthy choices, but, a strict clean eating diet is hard. You can choose choose to pour into your spouse because marriage is hard, or you can choose to neglect your spouse and divorce is hard. You can choose to be your own boss and work your own business of long, your goals, your dreams, go after them. And that's hard. Or you could choose to be an employee under somebody else's rule and what they have set out for you. And that's hard. So again, it goes back to the initial. What's in your vase? What are you filling your vase with first? What are the priorities that need to go into your vase so that you can fill your vase according to what it is you want, what it is you desire, what are your goals, your dreams, your aspirations? How are you wired? Right? Oh my goodness, I'm ending with this. Just the other day, I had somebody be like, I don't know. Like, I can't watch your lives. You're just too happy. Well, ain't nothing new under the sun, honey. I heard that in high school, too. I had a girl in high school who said I was the devil because I was just too happy. Now, those two things don't go together. Okay, the devil is miserable and he wants you miserable, too. Right? But there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, I've already heard I'm too happy for some. But you know what? My too happy might be somebody else's kick in the tail, honey, who needs a little bit of smile with their grit, who says, I believe in you and you're good for it. And guess what? You got this. But I also know something else. While I will be real and transparent with y'all on this platform, and let me tell you something, if you haven't heard me spicy, you haven't been here long enough, okay? But this is not the place to air the dirty laundry. This is not the place to come on and complain. This is not the place or the space, in my opinion. And I'm not talking about political rants. Go ahead. I'm not talking about getting off with, on the pharmaceutical industry because they got their own. Go ahead. But you are not going to watch me show up here and complain on this platform. I am going to pray my way here, which is about 20 minutes. I'm going to focus in on how I can speak, even if it's just for one person. Because what if that one person heard, gleaned, grasped, and ran with it? So go ahead, smile today, choose your heart, and recognize that while I might be too cheered for some, I got you. And we can go ahead and just get on out there and be the light in this world today.